soul. I want you to know that I'm gonna miss your love the minute you walk out that door. So please don't go. Don't go. Don't go away. Please don't go. Don't go. I'm begging you to stay. If you leave, at least in my lifetime, I've had one dream come true. I was blessed to be loved by someone as wonderful as you. So please don't go. Don't go. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah. Hey, I love you so. I want you to know that I miss your love the minute you walk out that door. So please don't go. Don't go away. Hey, hey, hey. I need your love. I'm down on my knees. Thank you. Please, please, please don't go. Don't you hear me, baby? Don't leave me down. Oh, no, 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 no. Please don't go. I want you to know that I love you so. Please don't leave me, babe. Please don't go.
I've been running these meetings for quite a while, and you're just sort of in the background. I think you know what I'm talking about here. What? Jim, listen, I got to call you back. These kids. All right. What the heck is going on here?
I'm so fresh, man. Man, y'all scared to do it how I do it.
I'm in the club, high on perks, with some shades on. Tatted up, mini skirt, with my shades on.
In the club, high on perks, with some shades on. Tatted up, mini skirt, and my shades on.
J's on my feet, you know. J's on my feet, you know. J's on my feet, you know.
cause I don't give a fuck. If you a lame, that's a shame, you can't hang with us. I'm MC Hammerfly, you can't touch. Jay so fly, I should work at Flame Club. Put on my J's to dance the whole night away. I'm naughty by nature like I'm hip-hop parade. My hands in the sky, I wave them from side to side. My feet on the floor, I'm about to turn up now. I am in the club, high up first, with some shades on. Tatted up, mini skirt, with my J's on.
In the club, high up first, with some shades on. Tatted up, mini skirt, and my J's on.
J's on my feet, J's on my feet, J's on my feet, so get like me. J's on my feet, J's on my feet, J's on my feet, so get like me.
I be rocking J's or I be rocking Taylors. I got lots of flavors. My kick game is major. More kicks than the players. Call me up, I'm scoring. Hit it like a free throw. Tongue out like I'm Jordan. Mally, come swing the thing right by me. Got a drink if you want to get stoned. Got choppers if they want to try me. Pro athlete, I'm not no wannabe. Waitress asked how many bottles, I said 23.
Put on my J's to dance the whole night away. I'm naughty by nature like I'm hip-hop parade. My hands in the sky, I wave them from side to side. My feet on the floor, I'm about to turn up now. I'm in the club, high up first, with some shades on. Tatted up, mini skirt, with my J's on.
In the club, high up first, with some shades on. Tatted up, mini skirt, and my J's on.
J's on my feet, J's on my feet, J's on my feet, so get like me. J's on my feet, J's on my feet, J's on my feet, so get like me. I stay showing out, my kick game is a beast. I got 30 pair of J's that ain't even been released. Food Game 12, Space Jam 11, all the hype be sick, they gon' need a paramedic. Turn up, I get trippy, I stay live. All this purple in my cup, match them grape vibes. I'm so high, I got 3 bitches that go by. I'm so fly, I'm getting head like a blow dry.
Put on my J's to dance the whole night away. I'm naughty by nature like I'm hip-hop parade. My hands in the sky, I wave them from side to side. My feet on the floor, I'm about to turn up now. I'm in the club, high up first, with some shades on. Tatted up, mini skirt, with my J's on.
In the club, high up first, with some shades on. Tatted up, mini skirt, and my J's on.
J's on my feet, J's on my feet, J's on my feet, so get like me. J's on my feet, J's on my feet, J's on my feet, so get like me.
You wanna see and take you where you wanna be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound. I can feel your cup. You know I never wanna evaporate. This world we still appreciate. You could be my luck. Even in a hurricane frowns, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound. We're safe and sound. We're safe and sound. you up. I can show you what you wanna see and take you where you wanna be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. I can lift you up. I can show you what you wanna see and take you where you wanna be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound.
The White House for help because of things that were happening to the grandson, and the father was involved in the mother's big legal thing that happened concerning this child. There were claims of injustice and conspiracies and just a whole slew of different things going on with this case here. I don't know what's true, so I'm here to decipher and see if I can figure it out. Also, sake of this kid, which is why I'm here. But the case is so tangled that it literally went to the White House, and they called me to see if I could bring some peace and resolution and make some sense of everything that's going on with the family regarding this 11-year-old and his behavior. Well, stay tuned. We'll see how it goes. So let me just want to make sure I get everything. So Wyatt has assaulted the principal. He threw a stick at the principal, assaulted the principal, assaulted another student there. He's also carried a knife to school.
Yes.
At the same time, he assaulted you as well.
Yes.
And what is that?
This is from his probation counselor that he did have, and he couldn't follow his diversion, so she transferred this to Cowlitz County, and I haven't heard anything, so I don't know. was trying to kill me at my parents' house.
He was trying to kill you.
Yes.
Your son was trying to kill you.
Yes. He got mad at me for grounding him for electronics.
I just gotta say, man, it's pretty extreme for, I mean, he's already, they said he's 11 years old, and he's already got a diversion probation counselor for some of his behavior. Like, you know, I didn't know what the word diversion was until I was 22, you know, or, well, I take that back. I didn't know what it was until I was 9. I take that back. I didn't know what it was until I was 20. And my situation, the one that I had to get a diversion on, obviously it wasn't juvenile, but it was a case of me being utilized as a useful idiot. You know, I went along for a ride on somebody's adventure. It wasn't righteous. And as a result of not knowing that, even not being involved, I still got consequences for it. A month later, after it happened, can you imagine one day just taking somebody on a normal, what seems like a normal ride, you know, because you got a car, and you know, not everybody's got a car. You give them a ride, and a month later, you come to find out, sitting in a 4x4, that he's been running about in not 1, not 2, but 3, the tri-state area, and running and forging checks on his grandpa's farm account. You know, I mean, this dude, he had no reason to be even doing what he was doing. Like, his family, compared to ours, and my grandfather, you know, knew the grandfather that farmed. He went and talked to him. And this guy's own granddad wasn't even pressing the charges against him or me. You know, of course, the charges didn't belong on me. They charged me, basically, they looked at it as they thought I was an accessory. And they thought that because I think he had a total of like over 14 something around them trips. And out of them 14 trips, I was with him one time. And then there was another person that was with him another time. And then there was another person. And they tried to get me to identify these other 2 people. I didn't know who they were. Number one, this guy, he wasn't from my age group. He was a friend of my brother's. And he only came in contact with me from me being at another person's house, which was his cousin's, who I did know. And from being over there one day, he asked me, hey, would you run me to Walmart? I wish that I had had something else going on that day, you know, because then I had to go through all of that. And then for the next, you know, 2 years, I had to make sure that anyone I hung out with, I made sure there was no bullshit going on. That affected me so much because I had never been in a situation like that. Like, I never had, like, and like, he's obviously had some discipline issues, but, and I guess you could say I had those, but not to this level. And I just remembered that I never wanted to be in that situation again. You know, and I'm fortunate enough, I just feel real bad watching this because I remember all the times that I thought, you know, through life, you know, my life is this and that. But it's really, you know, there's always, it's kind of cliche, but there's always someone out there that's got it worse than you. All right. Sorry, ramble on. Let's go.
He ran to the kitchen and tried to grab a knife. And my dad kept trying to grab Wyatt, away from me. And also, every time he'd run back to the kitchen and he'd try to grab something, and then he would like check me, like he could just throw me around. And I was on the phone with 911, so he went to juvie for one night.
I kind of got off base, but I was saying, yeah, his grandfather wasn't even prosecuted. The state picked it up. His grandfather was even trying to keep the guy that wrote the checks. He was trying to keep him out of trouble. You know, he's like, I told him especially that this isn't the first time that he's done this. I've known about it, and he's like, I didn't even know who Ian was. He said, but I told him, I said it's probably a good idea that he just was with him and he didn't know, you know. But you know, and his grandfather even went and told them that. But did they believe it? No, they hounded me for a good while. Kept saying, "Oh, I think you do know who this is," and I was like, "I don't know who that is." But see, you know, so in a way, I guess you could say they wanted me to roll on somebody. But I mean, I don't know how I could have rolled on them because I wasn't doing anything wrong to begin with, nor did I know who these other two, like, they were in their late 20s. Come to find out later on, one of them was a friend of girlfriends of a girl that guy knew, and then the other one was just a friend of his.
Wow. Wow. So assaulted the principal, assaulted another kid, carries knives, and threatens to kill his mother.
But I'm just saying, that goes to show that, and the reason why I pointed that out now, so I can tie that all together, is because for his family to have reached out, like, this is something like serious going on here that they can't get to the bottom of. Like, he has not even been diagnosed with any condition, so he doesn't have like ADHD or anything like that. So for any of y'all wondering about that, he doesn't. So yeah, let's continue with the video. I kind of went on too much into my stuff, I guess, but I wanted to illustrate how, you know, I always thought I had a rough upbringing, and I guess I did, to each their own. But I cried when I first watched, and I only got to the first 30 minutes through this. It's 55 minutes long.
And then he calls me blood.
But it made me feel real grateful for, you know, I just felt really grateful for the fact of the grandparents I had, because, you know, and I wanna make them, I wanna make especially my grandma and grandma proud of me. And yeah.
And he says that he's a crypt, and I go, we're not a part of that.
Because I hear, you know, coming online and seeing and being able to see on YouTube, especially, and see all the different, and you learn about different situations and things with others, you know, maybe that's not always a good thing because it can get you to think certain ways. But in the flip side, it also can be a good thing. In instances like this morning, when I see a situation like this, and I'm thankful that, you know, I didn't have a challenge like this growing up. I may have had something similar, but not exactly this. All right, let me shut up. Let's get into the video.
No. A lot of them I personally know. There are people that I actually work with, and you don't want to meet them. But the place where you would go, you very well will meet them today, if I deem necessary. What is this I'm looking at? What in the world is this that I'm looking at? How does someone do this? Is this because of him?
Yes, he did that. He took
take a look at this.
All out of his room.
Take a look at this.
And he took all his stuff out. It was all organized. I can't tell you how many bedrooms I've organized and cleaned, and then it's just a mess.
This is ridiculous.
Ask him if they're probably can't do it.
This is ridiculous. Has your mother seen this? This is absurd. This is absolutely ridiculous.
And he has
It's like hoarder level almost.
no respect for any female authority. I got calls when he was in juvie about how he's
So he has no respect for women.
correct.
I see. I see. And my understanding is he has no mental health disorders. There's nothing mentally wrong with him. He's not being diagnosed like with something mentally wrong with him. He's just defiant.
Yes, definitely.
He's just defiant. Got you. And the father, again, I've been getting a lot of intel from your mother that's concerning the father. I understand about the letter you've written to the White House, to the White House itself. I actually know about that. Were you seeking help from them, which went nowhere, from what I understand. Also, I got a little
I mean, that's just fucked up.
bit of information about his father, right? Can you give me a little bit about?
It's crazy to think the White House, somebody in the White House wouldn't see that and refer them to somebody. I get that the White House. Technically, though, you can write to the White House about any concern or whatever. You're supposed to be able to, but as you can see, just because you can do something doesn't mean that it's going to produce any results.
That's before I go on
concerning government.
What I want to do with him.
His father wants to just drop him off at a group home and not deal with him anymore. He doesn't want to be a father. It's just for show.
And I'll be honest, guys. What made me be able to identify something with this young man is that right there. Now, my father didn't say that to me, but he did suggest to my mother to get an abortion. And I don't, before people say, look, I came on YouTube and I did not come on here. I came on here with the idea of being able to share my story and to feel safe in it without the outside influence and ridicule of fucking others. That I don't care. I know they're going to want to take that and do whatever. I don't care. I'm sharing it to the people that, whoever's out there that doesn't care to listen. I have no reason to make it up. I'm coming to people from an honest place with this. I know what he feels that he's gone through with his dad. He basically feels like his dad doesn't give a shit about him. My mom would have gladly, and she did try to keep me in her custody and raise me when I was 8. But my father, with my grandparents' help, got a lawyer, and because she stripped to make sure she made enough money to provide, she had I remember from when I was young, she had one regular and only one guy that ever came to the house named Chad, and he was not a bad guy. And that was her boyfriend, so she wasn't at the strip club. She wasn't whoring around or nothing. I know that'll be tried to be made into something. But here's what, and it wasn't just because that was her occupation that she lost custody. Because like I said, there was no CPS involved with her ever or me or nothing like that, right? She gave me to my grandfather and said, when I get back on my feet, she wanted to, my grandfather would agree. And I'm sure my grandfather, but later on, when my dad came around, and my dad being my father, that my grandfather may not even have actually have remembered that conversation they had. I don't know. I don't really go into that type of stuff, but every now and then I think about it because if it wasn't for her and my grandmother getting into an argument, my other grandmother wouldn't have joined in with my dad's parents in the court hearing. So she testified on their side in the custody thing. And being that that was my mom's mother testifying that for me to be in the custody of my dad rather than her own daughter, that is what sealed it. It was a big thing. I remember she came out of court. They didn't even allow me in the courtroom. She came into court. She said, you know, you're going back down there with your dad. And when asked on the stand, you know, should he live with his mother or his father, my Mimi said neither. He should be with the grandparents, which in reality, that is who got custody of me that day. They just had to have my dad's name on paper.
Has his father verbally told him that?
Yes.
And I don't not suspect that my dad don't love me or anything, but where this divide came between me and my dad was ideas, and basically I started sharing things that I started looking into in my later teen years, my thoughts and ideas. I think some of my ideas and thoughts on things, they're just not what I was raised with. And there's reasons why. I've tried talking with him about it, explaining it logically, and I just can't get him to see my side. And I think it has to do with that and the issue with the relationship with my stepmother. Those two enough will do it in and of itself, because he is highly dogmatic in his views, and he has even spelled it out that it's God, his wife, then his family. You know, so in other words, his wife's number one above his sons, and you know, maybe he says that's the way the Bible lays it out. You know, I don't know that to be for a fact, because you know, I'm not that much of an expert on the Bible, to be honest. I know the gist of it. I was raised in, you know, Sunday school and went to vacation Bible school, church camp, you know, but I don't remember I don't remember God ever making things a specific order and one outweighs the other. I never remember that.
He's never told you that?
During a pickup or drop off, he had
and he might be right. I don't know.
I tried to commit suicide in September.
But if that's the correct way to be, that if there's basically a disagreement between second thing, which is wife, and third thing, which is family, you abandon your family and just tend to your wife only, I call that fucking bullshit. I call it bullshit.
Why got released from the hospital, and he was still a little, or coming off from the meds that he took, and his dad's like, I can't take care of him. I'm like, well, I'm not a doctor, because he kept trying to tell me, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, it's something that I you know, I heard before, not from parents, was, you know, I can't take care of it.
I can't care for him, and I go, well, they released him to me, and I'm not a doctor. And he goes, why can't you just drop him off somewhere? I go, it doesn't work like that.
Can you imagine, though, that him hearing that, or even him hearing it right now as she's retelling it? I tell you, I know what that would have done to me. That would have fucked me up. I mean, maybe more so because I got anxiety and he don't have those things, but I don't know. You know, then again, he's young and he's not fully developed, and his body could have a deficiency. They don't really know if he's gonna, you know, I don't know why he brought up, like, he's not been like he brought up in front of him, he's not been diagnosed with anything. Well, he might not be for another 2-3 years. You don't I mean, this stuff, I don't think I was diagnosed that early either.
The father actually said that about his own child.
Yes. And I have text messages from his dad saying.
Then again, you got people also that are a little too eager to come around and say, well, has he ever been looked at? Yeah, I don't think he's been dying. And they want to slap something on there. So you got to be careful about that shit.
He should be dropped off at a group home.
Drop an 11-year-old off at a group home because he's too much to deal with. Yeah. I wonder what that dad's profession is.
What I'm going to do is
Because it sounds like to me he hates his life so much that he can't even find the strength to become what he is when he made that son.
I'm going to do 2 steps in here. I'm going to spend one-on-one time with Wyatt so he can talk to me and maybe feel more comfortable and confident to tell me some things that may be going on that he doesn't want to reveal to you or to his grandmother. Okay? And then I would like for us to come back together again, and based upon what he tells me, I can make an assessment on what we should do going forward. But right now, I can tell you there's a lot of damage in this house. I've known this from the moment I spoke to your mother, that there is a lot of damage in this house. Today, before I leave, you better believe there's going to be some healing. Because one way or another, this behavior stops today. You understand me? Sure. Let me have a moment with him alone. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo and martial arts. I'm a certified self-defense instructor. I work with the police department. So I have a way. See, it's me. I'm a black belt. So I teach kids how to fight. I work with that's me in the middle. And I teach all forms of I specialize in all forms of weapons. Teach.
And I like, what he's doing there is he's appealing to him, like trying to show him, like, I'm sure you're interested in some of this stuff, and I'm an expert in it, and he, he's appealing to him. He's not going right into, and I think the way he handles this is I mean, just viewer discretion advised. You may get a little upset over it because of what he tells him. Like, I wanted to find this dude's dad, and I wanted to.
And I'm only showing you this because I want you to understand that.
Obviously, I wouldn't do something like that, but it enraged me to hear what he and you won't believe how quick he just opens right up. Whoever this guy is, he's good. And only if there were more people like him doing what he's doing.
So that's what I do.
I hope there is.
How to box, how to fight. So that's what I do as well. So I do 2 different things in life to help, make kids better and to help kids learn things. But the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to play with you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to waste my time with you. It's important that you know, though, that I'm not your enemy. Okay? I'm not your enemy. I'm not. It's just that I will do my job in order to save your life. And if that means that I got to go to the next level, as I told you, then I'll do that. Because one way or another, I have to protect you and stop this madness that you're doing. So right now, I'm going to give you an opportunity to be honest with me and just tell me what's going on. No matter what it is, I need you to tell me, why are you misbehaving like this? What's making you angry? What's making you leave this house as a slob? What's making you say the mean things to your mother? What's making you assault the teacher? Because they say you have no mental illnesses. There's nothing mentally wrong with you, according to what they're telling you. But I want you to tell me in your own words, Wyatt. I need you to be honest with me. And I'm not going to judge you, and you're not going to get in trouble. But what you tell me, even if it's bad, even if this gets hurt, your mother, even if it's against your father. You're not going to get in trouble as long as you be honest with me. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
What's going on? Talk to me.
So, my dad keeps on saying he judges about my weight and stuff, and then he says he's gonna kick me out of that house and stuff when I'm not even doing nothing to him. And then when I go to my dad, first thing he says he's gonna judge about my weight and stuff. And that's what's making me make messes in the house and stuff.
I believe you. Absolutely believe you, Wyatt. That doesn't give you a right, bro, to be dogging your mother. I understand what you're going through. I understand your pain. I understand what you're saying. It's wrong for him to say that. But it don't give you a right to be dogging your mother and threatening your mother and just tearing up the house. You gotta stop that, bro. That don't give you the right to do that. You gotta stop that behavior, man. I understand the pain you're going through, and we're gonna work on that. I'm telling you that I'm gonna help you through that. But it don't give you the right to do the stuff you're doing to your mom. What else, bro? Is that it, or is there anything else?
That's it.
Ma'am, can you step back in? Put your mother on the phone, please. So Wyatt, in that short time, I was able to get him to reveal to me some very disturbing things. And this is very common when I deal with kids and I get them alone. It's quick. They just tell me everything, what the real problem is. This is why it's so important that when I come here, they're not to know I'm coming. For that very reason, is because it's an element of doing that is what makes them tell me things very quickly. What he told me was pretty much, Grandma, the father has told him that he's a fat slob and that he doesn't want to deal with him and doesn't want him around. His father has pretty
in a nutshell
much abused his child verbally to a degree that is just reprehensible, disgusting. The things that this young boy has heard from his father. And that's why he's tearing up the home and he's out of control, is because he's letting go of all the anger and he's just thrashing out and retaliating against his mother because of the stuff that his father has been doing to him. He has no outlet. He has no one to turn to. So he has to deal with the abuse of his freaking father talking to him like trash. So he comes home and he's just retaliating against his mother. I am so pissed right now because I'm sick of these same stories where it's the fathers are doing this to their kids. It's disgusting, and I have an answer. And we're going to talk about that. But I have an answer. You called me into your life, and you asked for me to intervene in this and for my professional opinion of how to proceed forward in protecting him. I have a solution, and it's very freaking simple. Is there anything else, Wyatt, you want to say? That's all that's happening? Has anyone abused you physically?
Dude is yeah, this dude's his dad or whatever, if you can even call him that. I bet you he ain't too fit himself. And I hope he looks back on this, you know, like, because, you know, just think of it, like you had your family was, you had family members they were more worried about your son than you were. They had to seek this, you know, they had to do all of this just to get that out of him. And the sad part is that it's probably been heard by some other people in the child's life. You know, he's probably been that way in the presence of others, and it just got looked over because these things get normalized. You know, if that in itself is considered verbal abuse alone, I could tell stories on stories on stories of experiences I went through, but I'm not going to get into that because I'm just not going to get into it all because, you know, I know there are people out there that love to eat that shit up.
As far
My
as
stepmom had to abuse me. My dad had to abuse me.
Okay, so he has step parents too.
One time,
So see, now we're getting into the part like, I guess I lied originally or was mistaken. I didn't watch 30 minutes of this. I watched about basically up to this point. All right, so let's go on.
I wanted to buy a toy. My dad said no, and then he abused me.
I didn't really understand that because he's upset.
I want you to do me
So I want to hear it again.
I want you to
I wanted to buy a toy. My dad said one time I wanted to buy.
All right.
is there anything else why you want to say? Is it, and that's all that's happening? Has anyone abused you physically as far as?
My stepmom had to abuse me. My dad had to abuse me. One time I wanted to buy a toy. My dad said no.
That and all that. I mean, that's genuine emotion. The kid's not faking it. He's not making it up. Like I think the dude was right. Call immediately to believe him. You know, obviously you could have the opposite, but I think in this case, from all the signs that you see, this is genuine.
Oh, and then he abused me.
I'm sure this guy has dealt with kids that were making stuff up. I'm sure he's dealt with ones that weren't. I'm probably sure he's dealt with ones that probably have had worse situations than what this young man's going through. So I'm sure he's seen a wide range of shit.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to room for me. Let me talk to your mom for a minute, okay?
Sure. Yes, sir.
See the yes sir and like, I mean, that's not common. I mean, it's not even common for parents to teach or encourage kids to do that. And people mention this in the comments, is that as soon as an authoritative figure that showed interest and care, that he responded appropriately. And people were saying it's amazing. You could see that in real time. I will put in the link to the specific video and mention on the channel again in the description.
Disgusting. His father?
I got a feeling that he may be talking to the mother of his the grandmother, his father's mother. I don't know. Or it may be the mother. It's one or the other.
Professional opinion, ma'am, does need to be involved in that little boy's life. Period. Period.
And now he's destroying his sister.
His father is the biggest threat and enemy.
Did you hear that, what she just said? I mean, at least not until he goes through some rehabilitation type classes or something, changes up.
That little boy's life. Period. Period.
And now he's destroying his sister.
And now he's destroying his sister, she said.
His father is the biggest threat and enemy to his own child. To say that to a little boy like that, an innocent child, is wrong. And it frustrates me because that's not the only case I hear like this. It is disgusting. Lauren, I have to call you back. I'm in the middle of a house call. It is absolutely disgusting. So my professional opinion is, ma'am, I want us to work out on how to remove his father out of his life. It is simple as that. And I know it sounds harsh, But a father that has caused his son to destruct like this and to call his son a fat pig and try to get the mother to drop him off on the street like a piece of damn trash, in my opinion, justifies him not having any say-so or rights over that little boy. Do you agree or not? So I need us to come together in the next day or two on how to make that happen, where he is no longer involved. If I have to get involved and use my resources and my organization to write something up and for the protection of that child, then I will do so with no hesitation. Is that agreed?
Yes.
Wyatt. Wyatt, come here, Wyatt. Come here. I want you to know that what you've gone through is not your fault. Your behavior, unacceptable. Treating your mother that way, unacceptable. The way this house looks and your room looks, unacceptable. This is a health hazard. Right now in this home is a literal health hazard. You got food and things that's open around here. You got bottles. I don't know if it's urine or pop in it. I don't know what the hell it is in this room.
He used to pee, and he was so lazy he wouldn't get out of bed. He would just pee in the bottle or pee in the can.
Yeah, there's urine in a bottle in this room.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's some major depression right there. And I know this because whenever I was in a wheelchair for the 6 months whenever I couldn't actually get up and walk because of my sacrum, they give you a fucking bottle to pee in and stuff. I had a catheter while I was in the hospital. When I got out, I didn't. But I still, though, I had enough strength in my arms where I usually would get myself off the bed. Brandy would help, my ex would help me. I'd get off into the chair and I'd go to the bathroom because, but there in the beginning, for a while, I had this, I guess my depression was more up where I got to a point where, I had the energy. I knew I could get in there and do it, but I just didn't want to. And I remember looking back on that, like thinking, that must, because I remember seeing something about depression and I was like, so that's what so those are the effects that it can have, make you almost where you don't want to, like I used to, I remember every day I'd wake up and like clockwork, I would get up, get in the morning, take a shower. I do the same thing every morning. As I started getting more and more depressed, that would be erratic. Sometimes I'd take showers every other day, instead of every day, that's all part of depression.
This is a health hazard to you, ma'am, and to him. This is a literal health hazard, all right? So one or two things are going to happen today if I'm to be involved. This house has to start being cleaned up today.
Yes, sir.
My man, you understand? Is that a deal?
Yes.
This house got to get cleaned up, ma'am. This is unsanitary for anyone to live in, okay? That's the first thing. Number two is we're going to start working on you and her relationship and understanding who's the boss. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Your mother is your boss, Wyatt. I understand the pain you've been through, and I'm going to fix that. I'm in your life. I'm not going nowhere. For the next 30 days, him and I will be communicating daily. And I mean daily. He is not to miss a day of talking to me, period. No exceptions. Is that understood? From this day forward, bro, you have a friend in me. I'm going to be here. I'm going to help you.
Man, shout out to this dude again. This is what the prison doctor, y'all. Go subscribe this guy up for real. Check him out. Support his work. if you know, if you would.
But your attitude changes today, not tomorrow, wife. It changes today, little bro. Or me and you gonna have a problem. You respect that woman. You respect your grandmother. You respect your grandfather. Do you have a problem with your grandfather? Because according to him, they tell me they love you very much. Your grandmother is one of your biggest fans. Your grandmother is one of your biggest supporters who loves you with all her heart. And all they do is think about how sad they are that you're being mistreated by your father.
Yeah, I didn't get this far. So that's that's what I can identify with. You know, I mean, he's blessed.
Father. So you should never
He has some grandparents that love him and parents.
Have anything bad to say about that man there or your grandmother, because they've been your biggest fans since I've known them. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
You got to respect her. I want to ask you something. Do you think your mother, and I want you to be honest, don't lie, okay? Don't lie to me. Do you think your mother loves you, or do you think she don't love you? Be honest. Do you think you think she loves you? My man, I'm gonna ask you a question. Be honest. Do you love your mother, or do you just think she's okay, or do you love her? How do you feel about your mother? Be honest. You do love her? That's a good answer. I believe you. Your grandmother, how do you feel about your grandmother?
She's sad.
Right. Do you love her?
Yes.
You know, that man, do you love your grandfather?
Yes.
Yes. I believe him. I can kind of tell when a kid lies, and he answered that straightforward, didn't flinch. I believe him. He actually believes you guys love him, and he loves you guys. So we know that it's not you that's the problem.
Right.
So we're going through just elimination, process of elimination, right? Because that's why I wanted everybody to be involved in this, is so I can find out exactly who could be potentially the problem to what's going wrong with this young man. And you are the only people who have direct contact with him, who's interacting with him on a regular basis. So clearly, it's not you guys. It is exactly who he said it is, his father. Will we all agree to that or no?
Yes.
Agree. Everybody agrees. And you agree, right?
Yes.
That is your father. Okay. So let me ask you this. Would you have a problem with your father being out of your life? And I really want you to be honest, why? I mean, if your answer is no, it's no. But I need you to be honest with me. It's very important. If today you never saw your father again, how would that make you feel? Think about it and give me an answer.
It's kind of sad and kind of happy because I never get to see my sister or my brother.
So the only way he sees his sister or his brother is if he goes to see his dad.
Well.
So if he doesn't see his father, he's not going to be able to see his sister and his brother?
The brother is the stepmom's son, so he only sees him on the weekends his dad would see him, but he sees his sister every weekend, even if it's with no his dad.
Okay, so what I'm asking is, the elimination of the father, how would that affect him with the brother and sister? As far as seeing them?
The stepbrother, you probably wouldn't see him, but his sister, I don't know if his dad would let me see her.
That's the only thing I was wondering about with a concern is if they do this for him, which I'm not saying they shouldn't, does he have, I need to re-listen because it's hard to hear, does he have custody of the sister? Because he said he doesn't ever get to see his sister or brother, like, because the dad may get vindictive and withhold the other kids from,
Okay, so what I'm asking is, the elimination of the father, the way he sees his sister or his brother is if he goes to see his dad. And give me an answer.
It's kind of sad and kind of happy because I never get to see my sister or my brother.
So the only way he sees his sister or his brother is if he goes to see his dad.
Well,
so if he doesn't see his father, he's not going to be able to see his sister and his brother.
The brother is the stepmom's son, so he only sees him on the weekends his dad would see him, but he sees his sister every weekend, either if it's with me or his dad.
Okay, so what I'm asking is, the elimination of the father, how would that affect him with sister? As far as seeing them?
The stepbrother, I probably wouldn't see him, but his sister, I don't even know if his dad let me see her. Because he's like that.
Wow. This is a messed up situation, y'all.
And how often does he see the father?
The second and third.
So it looks like they got joint custody with him staying most of the time with his mom, it looks like.
Except this month I have them the first 2 weekends.
Sure. Sure, absolutely.
So I have Wyatt and Alexia the first 2 weekends in this month, and he has them the last 2 weekends.
Okay.
And I normally have them the first and the third weekend.
Okay. So, and every time you see your father, Wyatt, is he saying abusive, mean things to you?
Yes.
Here's the answer. Yeah, easy answer. Tough for him, but easy for an adult that loves a child. He cannot see his father until at a time where it's more appropriate and these things can get settled as far as the respect and how he talks to his son. Until further notice, his father should not be in this young man's life. Period. This young man is telling us, and we've all agreed, that his father is the problem. He's telling us that his father is calling him stupid fat pigs and trying to drop him off and get rid of him. And every time he sees his father is saying hurtful, demeaning, degrading things to him. So for a child, it's bittersweet because of the brother and sister. But as adults, as parents, as the guardians, it's an easy answer. He's done. Is that agreed?
Yeah.
So what legal ramifications will you face by excommunicating him from his son? Does he have any legal rights or paperwork, or is it court involvement here saying that he must see him, or does she have legal right to just totally stop him from seeing him?
I have what I sent you of the agreement that James had typed up, and we both have signed. That's it. Nothing's been through the courts. It's all been what James would like, White's dad. So my family law case is in Cowlitz County. It's not here. And if I go to Cowlitz County, I don't know the legalities of me having Wyatt in a different county with Alexia being down there. That's what, I don't know how that
Okay,
would
well,
work.
I can tell you how it works. Is his name on the birth certificate?
Yes.
Well, how it would work is this. If Wyatt was to ever get to court, which I would not want to see happen, where he would have to talk to a social worker in regards to his father, but the abusive behavior, the abusive language, him being physically abused by his father, if that was stated to a social worker or any kind of official, I guarantee you that they would not have a slightest doubt of a second to stop him from being in his life. So I don't think you would have a problem there, because we have proof of abuse, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. We have evidence of abuse. I don't know any court in the United States of America who would allow that man to be in this child's life. I don't. And if that is the case, then there's a higher court than that. You understand? And once you make documentation and a statement from this young man to a social worker or some kind of a counselor, including myself, in my capacity, which I will write up, then there's no way in the world they would allow that father to be in his life. So I'm still standing on the statement of he shouldn't even be seeing him no more until this is taken to a court or some other kind of situation where it can be kind of worked out. I know you told me about it before, but I'm saying I will personally write a statement on what he said to me. Plus, this is being recorded. and I'll allow you to use this as evidence. And there's no way in the world, man, in the United States of America, that they would allow that man to still be in this child's life. That's totally would be against all sense of this.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen, but at the same time, a good enough attorney or parent pushes for and has things evaluated and evidence submitted like this video and shows him crying the way he is. No, at least temporarily.
This rightness. You understand? I don't give a damn what county you're in. There's other counties. There's other higher courts that they have to answer to. And I don't see no judge allowing that man to be in his life and then knowing this is going to be pushed up to a higher court. He'll be a laughing stock of the damn country for allowing that man to be still in his kid's life after what we just heard here today. You understand? So I would find it hard to believe that a judge would rule in his favor to see this young man. So what?
Let's see some of the, now some people, I thought there may be some criticism like, well, kids need hard parents and stuff, because I can hear that from some of the haters, if we'll say. But just look at some of these comments. Young boy's first words were, "Yes, sir," it says Hope. The child isn't fat. Poor boy, thank you. Please never stop advocating. As a parent of 13-year-old son, I praise you for what you did. Wow. This is the kind of inner child, hear a big, strong, grown man talk about an abusive dad like that. I love that his man is amazing. Story heartbreaking. 5 minutes in, I can tell the mother is loving the attention she gets from playing the victim. All right, first negative comment. It's a blessing to have you in this world. Saw a clip on you on Officer Tatum's show. I didn't. I like Officer Tatum. I'm going to have to check that out. Besides that one negative comment, discussing the country lets dysfunctional households stay how they are. True. I mean, they did write to the White House. The young man is telling the truth. Any updates on this young man? There's nothing but positive response from all this. So I don't think he's overreacting about how the father, I think the father is wrong. Myself, I agree with him.
Too, is that you temporarily may not be able to see your brother and sister for a while until it can be worked out through the adults. You know what I mean? Like through the courts and through the adults. You're only kids, so you may not really understand how those things work. But I'm telling you, just trust your mother, trust your grandmother, and trust me that we will find a way, right, where you can see your brother and your sister. There's ways that can happen still, right? It may be supervised visits with your mother or a guidance counselor or your grandmother or something. You know what I mean? But for you right now to see your father, I don't think that's in your best interest. And I think in your heart of hearts, I don't even think that's in your best interest. Do you think seeing your father right now will be good for you or bad for you?
Bad.
I agree. I think
he would strangle me and say rude stuff to me because my dad has a camera and there was a few videos where he strangled me in front of it.
Boy, I can identify with that. Worky turds know about that, don't you? You's paying attention to everything. Yeah. So my dad strangled me one time. I was a lot older. And we'll go through it. So around this time, the only thing I was doing was smoking cigs. I was smoking a little weed here and there, but not really that much. I was going to school. Had a girlfriend. Had a car. Mitsubishi 2002 Eclipse. I was working for Pup Scouts, and I had school. So I was awake. I was getting ready for school. My dad woke up late due to his own shit. I was in the shower in the process. I think I was right near the end, about to condition my hair and be done. He comes in and starts, rushing me to get out. And I said, he's like, come on, come on, come on. I get out. After I get done, I got a towel around me, and I told him, I said, as I was getting out, I just said it, as I was moving and doing my thing. I said, don't bitch at me, and rush me because you stayed up late, whatever. And now that you're late to work and you want to blame me. I mean, because that's quintessentially something that, I blamed my dad on things that were my fault before, and he had thrown that up to me, so it was like a moment of that. Like I was just, this morning I didn't, because I used to always not get up, and he'd come in there. He didn't have any patience. He would throw fucking water on me. I mean, just straight up, tell me to get up once. He'd go and be getting ready. He'd come back and see I'm not up, and then he'd just go and get some water, throw it, and say, "Get up!" Yell. So that morning I was just like, "Don't blame me because you didn't get up instead of me for once." I think I'd said something like that. So maybe I was a little smart. However, that did not give him the right, hungover from drinking the night before, to then come and grab me by the fucking neck, to the point that I fall on the bed, he's on over top of me, that I punch him straight up, dead square in the face. And I think my knuckles contacted right above his eyebrow because it broke the skin. And I remember as he was leaving for work, he was telling me he couldn't believe that I punched him, and he had a rag over his mark on his foot. I was like, well, hell yeah. I was like, I mean, my dad has witnessed my brother and me get bullied and picked on all my life growing up. I guess they never expected, but he's seen examples. My brother, he intervened that time where I told my brother to stop 5 fucking times. And that's what he told him. Because after I punched him, he tried to come tackle me. And Dad jumped. That was the one time my dad, had advocated for me, because he intervened in that, and he grabbed him and he said, he fucking told you 5 fucking times to stop.
Did you know that? You didn't know that?
Why it doesn't tell me things?
Did you hear that, man? He said that his father strangled him one time. Did you know that? No, I didn't know that. You didn't know that? He strangled you? Are you being honest?
Yes, because on camera, he has 2 cameras pointed that way and that way. He was using camera number 1 and he strangled me. And then he threw me in my bedroom and just shut the door and threw sentences under the door and made me write 100 sentences.
What? That's fucked up. Strangled him and made him write 100 sentences. Okay. That's some weird parenting.
Me telling you, ma'am, that
He wants to fuck him up.
remember me telling you that I can get kids to confess things to me that you guys don't know. This is why people call me. His damn father's... Excuse me, I don't... He strangled you, Wyatt?
And then just threw me in my room on the floor. And then just threw a whole book of sentences. And then just locked the door so I couldn't get out or ask for nothing.
Man, you cannot see him. Man, do you understand what I'm saying? Until this is worked out between the adults, don't allow him to see him, man. Period. No matter what you got to do to protect your child, that is the job of your parent. The parent protects the child. This child has been abused multiple times. It is your job, ma'am, to protect him and not to give in to his father.
Sounds like somebody needs to be charged with child abuse. I wonder what old Kyle Vickery did to his kid. That's not the charges? That's not the charges? Well, then post your real charges then. Show who you really are if we got it wrong. If it had been gotten wrong, you would have responded that way a long time ago. I thought that was funny here recently how they tried to come out with that shit. They tried coming out and saying, they really must think that I'm fucking still actively on Ativan or something, and that will somehow cause me to forget the fact and believe that them when they say, oh, that's not even him. Like, yeah, I'm catching on to your little shit. Y'all insert that. They like to do that on other streams every now and then because they know I'm not watching every single one, but they know that sometimes I review one live or something else, so they'll say little stuff like that. You know, y'all think y'all are slick.
Are we clear, ma'am? Are you understand what I'm saying?
I mean, you're not gonna say like I don't care what the bullshit was that y'all talked about with, and maybe Sly, you could tell me more about it. That they tried, saying that y'all had docs, that ain't got. It just kind of weird, doesn't it seem that right around the time that was being said about Miss Dana and Miss Sly, well now all of a sudden we got TTT over there on that last stream of Filthies trying to say that wasn't even fusion, and Mustard was trying to say it wasn't, have people say it wasn't his charges to AD. They just go around and they try to just sow a little doubt here or there, and then they know that'll create enough to where they think that it creates an air of skepticism to where nobody truly knows. But well, I know that's you, Kyle Vickery.
Your grandmother is in tears. That's how much she loves you. Because it hurts.
That's why your little fucking videos, you trying to represent people with fucking objects and only show your hands. Fucking dirty ass finger. Clean your fingernails, bub. Come up with some. What's wrong? You can't animate videos? You can't stream with your voice and show your face ever? You gotta always hide behind the camera? Bitch.
It's hard to hear this from her grandson. That's horrible. His damn father's names. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna build this relationship with you and your son and your grandmother. That's where it's gonna start. You guys are the glue to this young man. You understand? And I'm gonna be in his life. All right? Every day, even past 30 days, I will be in his life, ma'am. That's my word. Every day, if you need me. But we need to do some healing here. Okay? That's where it's got to start. So what we're gonna do, move this. Man, can you have a seat here? I want you to look at your son, and I want you to forget all the anger. I want you to forget all the betrayal, all the pain, and I want you to tell your son how you feel about him and why we're doing this.
Wyatt, I really love you, and I don't like the way you behave, and I'm doing this for your safety and my safety. Because I don't want you to hurt yourself, and I don't want you to hurt anybody else. And I love you.
Do you understand what she's saying?
Yes, sir.
You know, she's
Situations like this, him doing what he's doing, this is what will help with mental health in the long run.
right.
Not magic bullets.
Right. I want you to take a minute. I want you to tell your mother how much you love her, and I want you to tell her in your own words why you've been misbehaving. Why are you tearing up the house? Why are you threatening her? Why are you being bad at school? In your own words, I just want you to say it to her directly. You said it to me, but I want you to talk to her, because ultimately that's the person that you got to be able to talk to, Wyatt. You got to be able to talk to her. She's here with you every day, raising you. So I need you to communicate to her.
First thing I go to my dad, he says we're gonna give you a haircut and put you on the weight, and then he puts me on the weight first, and then he just smacks me on the belly and says you're fat and stuff, and then whenever I do something bad, he just throws me in my room and locks me in the door and makes me write sentences, and then.
And why you come home and you just take it out on your mom? Why do you have an issue with women or your mom? Why do you think that is? Do you think that that's because of what your dad is doing to you or what he's saying? Does he talk bad about your mom? He says bad things about your mom all the time? And do you think that that's why you tear up the house and say bad things about your mother?
When I don't really mean it.
When he doesn't really mean it. He's 11 years old. Of course he doesn't mean it. Most children are just repeating things that they heard from their adult or in school or a parent. And so a lot of stuff you're seeing is a direct from his father. The calling you out your name, the B's, the H's, the you ain't you. This is all coming from what he's hearing from the father who doesn't respect you. And this is what you're seeing. So this is why, for his sake, you got to remove the father out of his life. That's just not even negotiable. And that should be in your mind right now, that no matter what, he's got to be protected. You feel me? Today, Juan, I need your behavior. Okay, buddy? Yes, I'm going to be here for you every day. I'm going to be in your life every day. As long as I'm here, I'm going to always protect you and give you good advice. And I'm going to be a big brother to you. But I need you, as of today, to show your mother that this is changed. I need you to start cleaning this house today. I want this room, at least half the room cleaned, or your bedroom. Clean it, Wyatt. You can't live like this. And it's not fair for your mother to have to clean up all this stuff after you. You know what I mean? That you've done. So you got to start cleaning up this stuff, putting it in bags. You need bags, man. You need these garbage bags because there's not enough storage for all these things. We don't know what's clean and what's dirty. So you got to start putting these things up, separate these things. It's a process. Kitchen is clean. I see the kitchen looks very nice, but the rooms is just ridiculous. So you and Wyatt need to start cleaning this room up, this house up, and that room up. And I need you to respect your mother. I don't ever want to hear her tell me that you've called her out her name ever again. I don't ever want her to call me and tell me that you told her no. You are to never tell your mother no. If your mother or grandmother tells you to do something, the only response you give is yes, ma'am, or yes, period. You understand?
Yes, sir.
We're going to work on getting you some friends, some new friends. You got to find you some new friends, whether at school or in the neighborhood, community, or rec center, or the gym, or skating, or something. You got to have other friends because I don't want you to be totally dependent on your brother and your sister right now because that may take a time before you can see them again. Because right now we got to protect you, and right now you're not being protected. So your father is he's just not.
I got friends downstairs.
Okay, there you go. Are they decent guys? Okay, there you go.
They're younger than Wyatt. They're in elementary school and they play really good.
So what we do is maybe you show me that your behavior, because you're mine now, you don't belong to her right now. You belong to me. You show me that you can go a week with your behavior being better. Just 1 week being better. Not saying you got to be perfect, Wyatt, but you got to be better than what you've been. You give me a week, and maybe on the following weekend, you can have a sleepover where they can come up here and y'all can have a sleepover in your room or something, watch TV and play, or vice versa. Maybe you go downstairs if your mother allows, and you got a sleepover downstairs with them. Whatever we work out, but I'll make sure that you have other little friends you can play with. But you got to give me a week of doing what you're supposed to do. Okay? Is that a deal, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
You can do this, all right? Ma'am, he's not a bad, it's like you said, he's not a bad kid.
No, he's a good boy.
He's just misled and misguided. He has bad influences around him, and that's what you're seeing. It's not, so I don't fault the child. I fault the damn parent. It's not his fault. He's not a bad kid at all. But kids without structure or discipline will run amok. You understand? And you'll get this kind of stuff that we're seeing today. Is because he has no guidance, no discipline. Today, ma'am, he has it. You have it. Because I'm not gonna play with it. And I'm not buying disrespect. I'm not buying disobedience. I'm not buying talking to your mother like she's a piece of trash like your daddy does to her. That ain't who you are. That's your mother. She's your best friend. She's all you got. Why? She's the one who brings this food here for you to eat. Why? All these clothes, these wonderful, nice clothes I'm looking at that's on the floor, I'm sure it was her that got them in here. So clearly she's providing. I see DVDs and movies. I see a lot of clothes and all kind of stuff. A lot of beautiful stuff in here. She's providing. So clearly, this is your best friend.
Let's take a little interlude, play some music, check over some comments. Well, maybe we had a bunch. Anonymous dude, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? I'm not being strange. What the fuck? Y'all been going crazy in here. Yeah, I have. I've been fucking, I've been jumped and everything else. The fuck you talking about? I've been jumped. I've been robbed. Yeah, I've had my ass beat more than once. I think they are. I think he's 11. Oh God, no, Sugar Nova, no. It's not. Oh, fine, you're against it. I don't care, Andrea. I mean, whatever. I think he's doing something great. Damn. I see, Andrea, y'all just went back and forth with Georgia. Um, let me address this. So, anonymous dude, am I just supposed to watch other content of YouTubers gossiping about other YouTubers all the time? I mean, is that what isn't strange? Is the fact that I mean, go back to the beginning of the live, listen to what I said, how I came across this randomly, and I wanted to share it because it struck something with me. All right, I identified with something in it. Obviously, you are dumb. Why the fuck are you after? To read this and respond to this like this so you could watch it from a snipe and laugh at it or replay? Is that what it is? I really am curious to know. I'm gonna drop the fucking link. Come on up. I'd love to hear your opinion. Fucking Andrea, I don't know. I'm about to take your I don't want to take your wrench, but here, hold on. Sly, I got you. And I don't want to hear shit either, Andrea, because you told me not to get all twisted about people you've been cool with, and I ain't got nothing wrong with Sly. She ain't done nothing to me, and I don't want people unfairly blocking others. It's not exploitation of children, Andrea. I promise you, it's not. You don't understand the point of what the man is doing. He's putting structure and he's acknowledging the issue that the kid can't talk about to. Man, you guys hadn't watched anything in this video. Y'all just come in and out, I guess. I mean, because that we had like 20 in here, and now there's like 4 to 5, and there's 90 something comments when I went to first check the comments. So, but I look at the comments now. I don't immediately start looking at the comments, because if I do that, and then people they vie for attention and see which comment can get to me the most or something. That's why I look at them later on after the fact. That's why I sometimes don't even look at them. I guess ain't nobody gonna come up. All right, we can get back to the video.
So what I need you to do.
First, I was looking. Yeah, I figured he was live. Why is he watching kid stuff? Really? Are you Workiverse now? Yeah. Fucking dumb. For real, it's fucking dumb.
Is I need you to stand up real quick, hug your mother, tell your mother you love her and you're sorry, bro.
I'm sorry, Mom. I love you. I love you too.
All right, so we're gonna get it together. We're gonna get this house in order, right? And I'm gonna help you out. You're gonna talk to me every day. What's going on in school? How's your grades? Grades you went down to? They...
I only got 1 A in math. On close days.
Okay. So has your grades been better, or are they dropping, or are they going up? Which is going down, or is
Going down.
It's been going down a little bit. Okay. Okay. Because he's been fighting and getting in trouble, so he's been missing a lot of stuff. Okay. So is he still in school, right?
He's in school, but they will not tell me when he can go back.
That's a problem.
It is.
We need to get him in school. You understand? He's 11 years old. He cannot be sitting around the house idle without anything to do. He needs to be in school. So, okay, yeah, I need him in school. Little boys need to be in school. They don't need to be around laying in the house, sleep all day, eating Cheerios. That ain't life for 11-year-olds. Yeah. So.
My daughter's been trying to get him back in. She's waiting for me.
Okay.
It's their time.
Yeah, I'm gonna write a letter, and I'll email it to her or you for the school, so I can help in this expedite him getting back in class. Excuse me. Thank you. Yeah. So we can help get him back in class. So I'm gonna write a letter. You can send me your email, or I think I have it, and I'm gonna say some things in there that you can show the school, the principal, that'll help him get back in school, as well as I'll write a letter for you as well, that if you want to take it to the courts or the guidance counselor or whomever to show concerning his father, I'll do that as well. But I'm telling you that this boy will receive the full power of my company, my organization, to help him do what he needs to do and be a successful young man. Because what he's been through is tragic. It's not his fault. I do not blame him, not one bit. Not one bit. I do not blame him. He has to be held accountable for his actions. I'm not buying it. So I'm telling you that ends today. The stuff he's been doing is over with. You understand? It's over with. But we're not going to punish him. You understand? We're not going to do that. All right? So I need to know how we're going to get started on this, because this is how we're going to start to build the relationship and instill discipline in him. I need this house clean. What do we need to start, and how's it going to look? Folding, how's it going to look? The trash bags? What are we going to do? I need this clean.
Like I said, shout out to him. I think that's enough of it. Unless it's all cleaning. Let me see if there's any more.
I tell it, hell with him. Arrest me. That's where I'm at with it. Arrest me, and I'll have my lawyer get with their lawyer, and I'll protect the children. So I'm telling you, I don't give a damn what the law said. If the law is telling you that young man should never be in front of his father again until this stuff is resolved with the family, the legal system, and guidance counselors that can come into this and maybe work this out. But right now, that kid is in clear and present danger. When he's with his father, he's in clear and present danger. And the first duty of the adults is to protect the children. So I'm telling you, I don't give a damn what the law said. If the law is telling you that that's okay for them to be with his, I'm telling, hell with them. Arrest me. That's where I'm at with it. Arrest me, and I'll have my lawyer get with their lawyer, and I'll sue the goddamn state. That's how I feel about it. Done. I don't. So I would be calling Child Protective Services on them and having somebody go out there and just talk to them. I think that would be the best bet to do. Not the police department. Police department isn't going to do anything but tell you to fill out some paperwork, file a report, this, that, and the other. If you call straight directly to Child Protective Services and tell them there is suspicion of abuse up in there, then they very well may go there and remove that child. But I'm for kids first, and I'm not joking. If I even thought you was abusing him, I'd be calling them on you, ma'am, because these kids got to become first in this country, in this world, and that's the problem. So, all right, ma'am, I'm gonna take Wyatt outside.
Amen to that.
And have a talk with him to allow a young child to be subjected to go to where I went. I don't want that. And these kids are on a fast track to go into those kind of places. They strip the parents of all authority and discipline, so the kids can just do what they want to do. And next thing you know, they're the killer in prison. And I refuse to let it happen. I refuse. Okay. You need some help with that, buddy?
Don't let it come to your head, Don't let it go to that big old head. Don't let it go to your head, Come on, break it up for me. Don't let it. Not that good lady.
Take it back.
Don't let it go to your head. Don't let it.
Shout out to the prison doctor. It's a Seattle, Washington house call. Whoops. Let me put this in a video description. Hold on. Hold on just a second. Oh, I messed up. Let's see. Ah. Play it real quick.
Yo, in 100 years from now, everyone who's living on this planet will be dead. So it's inconsequential, really, all the shit that you talk, all the bullshit that you stand for. It's more important what you're ready to build, what you're ready to pass down to your children, what you're ready to create. Better remember that. And when you challenge a motherfucker like me, remember, I'm the dominant species. I'm stuck inside the future, and life chaotic. The government is psychotically racist and robotic. The matrix of entrapment is socio-economic. Neurotic conspiracy theory becomes reality. Life is war, and every day's a battle to me. I'm on the brink of insanity, between extreme intelligence and split personalities. But I elevate to the point of reversing gravity. Revolutionary conceptuality spitting out of me. Even the dead people in my family tell me they proud of me. Stupidity's not allowed by me, cause I don't got time to play. I'm the black hole lyricist that will take your shine away. Darkness at any time day. I'm the technique and you're nobody. So what you trying to say? Stellar density becomes your physical alignment. 1.1 billion tons per square inch confinement. Yo. I drop knowledge so heavy it leaves the world unbalanced. Exterminate the spiritual force of all that challenge. I'm the lyrical apocalypse that crumbles the granite, replacing you as the dominant species on the planet. Yo. Lyrically, I'm infinite like possibilities, but you don't have the capability like infertility. Cause opening your mouth to question my validity is like trying to contradict the theory of relativity. What I spit is the epitome of heavy artillery. My enemies are obsessed with me like the bitch in Misery, but break out like fathers running from responsibility. Every time I step and abuse the mic with versatility, I balance humility with brutal instinct. I'll make your whole cipher look like those crackers from NSYNC. And I don't care about your link or your luxury car. I shed light with more magnitude than all of the stars. La Brea talk pit thick, so don't ever talk shit. And remember something, nigga, while you rave and rant, a roach can live for 9 days without its head, but you can't. Yo. I drop knowledge so heavy it leaves the world unbalanced. Exterminate the spiritual force of all the challenge. I'm the lyrical apocalypse that crumbles the granite, replacing you as the dominant species on the planet. Yo. I'm explicit like videotapes of conjugal visits. Some niggas are too stupid to understand it like astrophysics. Technique is exquisite. I'll make your thoughts a victory. Get pessimistic with the quickness. If you think that I will just become another statistic with anything but success when I bless the mic as I spit this. Specifically prolific with Kaposi sarcoma type sickness. My style is like a 10-year-old child with a slit wrist. Too much reality for the fucking hit list. I got a Black Panther mentality with a spick fist, so you could get this. Even if you're locally gold, vocally bold, or globally multi-platinum soul. I'm emotionally cold, disciplined, and ready to kill. Like spirits in the same room with you, I'm giving you chills. I drop knowledge while these motherfuckers clumsily spill. And I drop it so heavy, it leaves the world unbalanced. Exterminate the spiritual force of all the challenge. I'm the lyrical apocalypse that crumbles the granite, replacing you as the dominant species on the planet.
I've heard whispers about the financial support your government receives from the drug industry.
Well, the irony of this, of course, is that this money, which is in the billions, is coming from your country. You see, you are the major purchaser of our national product, which is, of course, cocaine.
On one hand, you're saying the United States government is spending millions of dollars to eliminate the flow of drugs onto our streets. At the same time, we are doing business with the very same government that is flooding our streets with cocaine.
See. Let me show you a few of the other characters that are involved in this.
The new age is upon us, yet the past refuses to rest in its shallow grave. For those who hide behind the false image of the Son of Man shall stand before God, 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 God. It has begun. Beginning of the end. The voice of racism preaching the gospel is devilish. A fake church called the Prophet Muhammad a terrorist. Forgetting God is not religion, but a spiritual bond. And Jesus is the most quoted prophet in the Quran. They bombed innocent people trying to murder Saddam in war with Iran. This is the information that they hold back from Peter Jennings, cause Condoleezza Rice is just the new age Sally Hemings. I break it down with critical language and spiritual anguish. The Judas I hang with, the guilt of betraying Christ, who murdered him, stole his religion, and painted him white. Translated in psychologically tainted philosophy, conservative political right-wing ideology, glued together sloppily. The blasphemy of a nation got my back to the wall, cause I'm facing assassination. Guantanamo Bay, federal incarceration. How could this be the land of the free, home of the brave, indigenous Holocaust, and the home of the slaves? Corporate America dancing offbeat to the rhythm. You really think this country never sponsored terrorism? Human rights violations, we continue the saga. El Salvador and the Contras in Nicaragua. And on top of that, you still want to take me to prison just cause I won't trade humanity for patriotism. It's like MK Ultra controlling your brain, suggestive thinking, causing your perspective to change. They want to rearrange the whole point of view of the ghetto. The fourth branch of the government wants to settle a bandana full of glittering generality, fighting for freedom and fighting terror. But what's reality? Read about the history of the place that we live in and stop letting corporate news tell lies to your children. Flow like the blood of Abraham through the Jews and the Arabs, broken apart like a woman's heart, abused in the marriage, the brink of holy war, bottled up like a miscarriage. Embedded correspondents don't tell the source of the tension, and they refuse to even mention European intervention or the massacres in Jenin. The innocent screams, U.S. manufactured missiles and M16s, weapon contracts and corrupted American dreams. Media censorship blocking out the video screens. A continent of oil kingdoms bought for a bargain. Democracy is just a word when the people are starving. The average citizen made to be blind to the reason. A desert full of genocide where the bodies are freezing and the world doesn't believe that you're fighting for freedom, cause you fucked the Middle East and gave birth to a demon. It's open season with the CIA bugging my crib, trapped in a ghetto region like a Palestinian kid, where nobody gives a fuck whether you die or you live. I'm trying to give the truth and I know the price is my life, but when I'm gone they'll sing a song about immortal technique, who beheaded the president and the princes and sheiks. You don't give a fuck about us. I can see through your facade like a fallen angel standing in the presence of God. Bitch nigga scared of the truth when it looks at you hard. It's like MK Ultra controlling your brain, suggestive thinking causing your perspective to change. They want to rearrange the whole point of view in the ghetto. The fourth branch of the government want us to settle a bandana full of
So